All right, so just pulling onto the island, just came through a police checkpoint, and there's a big pile of sand. They cleaned this up yesterday. There's another pile of sand. That's not a good place to put that. Yep, that's not a good place for that. Well, I guess they thought it was. So look at the thickness. Look at how much sand. We're going to be part of the cleanup here. We'll be here this morning. So look at how thick the sand is there. We had a trail cam across the street from this. This is Margaritaville, and this is their pool. And we'll be in here helping clean up today as soon as I'll let contractors on the island. We had a trail cam watching that, and we posted that. So hopefully you guys will get a chance to watch that. So here I am on the island. It is literally deserted. There is nobody here. So the whole island is pretty much shut down until they start letting everybody on. So this was all full of sand. You can see some of the remnants here yesterday when we came through. So they were working pretty diligently, and they were making some pretty good progress. They don't have to do the whole island. The south side is not, it doesn't have the sand on it that it does down here. So the whole landscape has changed. All the, it's kind of like when it snows, everything changes. So the landscape's changed here because there's sand on everything. So Milton pushed a lot of sand just like Helene did it a different way. That's the Diamond Head, completely empty, not a car in sight. This is, it's kind of eerie, kind of like a horror movie or something, or apocalyptic, you know. There's nobody on the road. There's nobody walking around. It's kind of freaky deaky. So Hurricane Milton came in. It hit Sarasota. We're just happened to be moving our second location into Sarasota, and we were struggling with getting enough business up there to go ahead and really unfold the business up there. And well, we aren't going to have that problem now. So right now we're hiring like crazy. We are, they really did a good job. They've got a lot of this done. There was sand everywhere yesterday. They did a lot. I don't know if they're still working. We're going to find out. So I live at the other end of the island, so I'm 6 miles from the Matanzas Bridge. I couldn't come across the other bridge. My neighbor called me, and he said that it's closed down till Saturday while they try to clean it up. Right now they're probably just focusing on getting this cleaned up down here. So they, like I said, they did a lot. There were sand moguls, or sand dunes that you had to go over. Some of them were too big for a car. A normal car wouldn't have been able to get over them. And they pushed all this stuff, and they were running it back to the old town hall location and dumping it there. This had a lot more debris in it than the Hurricane Helene sand. That sand was so clean, a lot of it they just put it right back on the beach. So here we are. That's Hurricane Ian hit us. Then Idalia right after that was a small one. Then Debbie got real close by. Then Helene gave us a bunch of storm surge, and you could see these piles here. And then now we had Hurricane Milton come by, and it did it again. So look at this. This is Estero Boulevard. If you're from Fort Myers Beach, or you ever been to Fort Myers Beach, this is our main road. We have gigantic piles of sand on our main road. So they cleaned it up, but it's still a mess because this is going to make for one lane traffic, and so they got to get all this out of here. I'm sure they're going to get started this morning early. So this is Remove It Pros Demolition. We basically are a demolition company. I just happen to live on this island, and I love it here. And because of the hurricane Ian, we were thinking about starting doing some more work here in our location. We were thinking about expanding into other markets and stuff like that, and we decided, we were all but decided to go ahead and start machine-driven demolition, because we're primarily just hands-on demolition. We do like 1,500 to 2,000 of those a year. That's where we support rehabbers. We go in and get the kitchens, the baths, the flooring, the walls, whatever they need out. We get it done really quick. Then we haul it away with our dump trailers. Bring all the everything you need tool-wise. We stay on the job all day long. We built quite a reputation. We do about 100. We have about 1,000 Google reviews. Our competitors have like 50. We have, you know, a 4.9 rating right now. You know, normally it's a 5.0. Actually, that's kind of a funny story. They took I had a problem with, we had 2 locations showing up on Google, and I got a hold of Google and wanted them to combine the 2. Well, what they did is they combined my resale shop with our Google reviews for our demo company, which is not what they were supposed to do. And it's amazing how you ask people to do stuff on the internet and you explain it in great detail, and then they do something different. So somebody just didn't read that whole message and just combined the 2 at Google. So I don't know how long it'll take me to get that resolved. So, but anyway, normally 5.0, we really do have a 5.0. You put our retail shop on there and it has like a 4.8. So that kind of brought us down a little bit. Just, I don't know, that's probably more information than you needed to know. But right here, this is, that's Newton Park right there. Publix probably should be open today. They have power, but they have a generator. So the all these stores with their freezers and stuff, they can't go down on power, then it ruins everything. So they just have these big generators and they run them. And they're part of our first response as far as, you know, for people when there's emergencies like this. They're part of the system, so that you have you know you can go get food, and you know that you're going to have ability to get the things that you need. So as we go down the street here, more almost all the construction fences have been tweaked. A lot of the Connex boxes were put in different places that they shouldn't have been. All the material here at this condo project, they had the whole roof was sitting down on the ground there. I thought it was going to be all over the street, and it wasn't. Thank God they moved all of them. Those round pipes, they would have been all over the street, and they were too big for us to move them without machinery. So thank God they brought the 7 semis in and got all that stuff out of here. They were pre-positioning those pipes for the beach renourishment. So those pipes get put together, glued together, and then they send them out to 1.5 miles offshore, and they pump in sand, and they're bringing back our beaches, because these storms keep ripping the beaches apart and pulling the sand apart and displacing the sand. And so here's another. These were some pretty good sized moguls yesterday, or sand dunes. I had kind of a fun deal finding fuel for this. This thing has got a big motor and a small tank, and it goes to fuel pretty quick. I left my truck on the island so that I could film yesterday. So it's got a really big tank on it. I think I'm gonna be driving it around to leave this at the house. So I'm driving to the south end of the island, and you know, it's just wild to see gigantic mounds of sand on our main street. It just mind-blowing. Notice that we have not seen one human being so far. Not one. So I wonder if I was the first person that police officer seen all night long. He looked worn out. They got to work 7 to 7 while we're in the middle of this kind of stuff, is what he said. So more and more of these big piles, and I guess they'll just go down and just load up one big pile at a time. They had a whole row of dump trucks lined up. So this is, we're going through the little bend here. This is where the Catholic Church is. And again, they're going to rebuild. I heard, we talked to them about, there was rumors they were going to tear it down, and we talked to them about it as a demo company, and they told us they're going to rebuild. So they will need some demolition work done. A lot of the porta potties got turned over. A lot of them, I got one that's wedged underneath my dock. This is apocalyptic, you know. This looks really weird. I mean, we have driven 5 miles and not seen a soul, not seen a car, nothing. You know, even this early in the morning, there's lots of activity on these barrier islands. People are very active, so it's kind of crazy to see it like this. You know, like a horror movie or Walking Dead theme. So we are, my dilemma of the day is how we're going to get all of this spray foam off of my doors and windows, and so I can open the house up and let the breeze run through it and dry it out. The other thing is I have my one HVAC system, the outside, the condensing unit fell over. We put it up on a stand for hurricanes and stuff, and we did it in the last minute, and I didn't have a chance to secure it properly, so it got knocked over. I have a pretty sneaky suspicion that there's probably nothing wrong with it. We really didn't get that much water. I was setting up for getting 3 to 4 foot of water. Somewhere in my gut, I thought that I was going to get about a foot, and we got just about a foot. So don't ask me how I had any idea about that. These hurricanes, the way they come in, I thought I had some idea how these things were. You know, you get experience with stuff. You say, well, you know, that's not going to happen. I've been through this about 20 times or whatever. So I don't know if I've been through 15 or 20. I know it's been 15 hurricanes. And then in my head, I kind of have an idea what I think is going to happen. How it's going to affect me. And honestly, I mean, it's just a freaking joke. There's so many parameters. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. There's so many factors that go into this stuff that I have no freaking idea. And it's funny, you know, a lot of guys that passed away in these Hurricane Ian, they had those same problems. They've seen so many of these that they don't pay any attention to them. So here you go. That's a Connex box that got pushed across the street. These guys really didn't prepare at all. Their trailers were all over the place. We got another Connex box up here that's was out off of the. It didn't get quite onto the street, or maybe it did. And they pushed it back. I don't know. So we're almost to my house. It is truly, that's 5 o'clock alarm right there. It's like, hey Dave, get up. I went to bed so early. I woke up early, so. So it's Remove It Pros Demolition, just showing you what I see. There's another Connex box that's been moved around. Them Connex boxes, if you're leaving them and there's going to be storm surge, they float because they're sealed up to come across the sea and keep whatever is in the box when the sea's splashing on it, keep it dry. So they're like a big balloon, big metal balloon, or almost like a boat or something, you know, they float. So if you leave them and there's a lot of water, well, they're moving around. So there are 2 of them that are back, one in the mangroves, and there's one way back on the edge of the mangroves in the bay, in a place where you can't really get a boat. And those are still there because they're too big and it costs too much to get them moved out of there, and nobody wants to pay for it. So here I am pulling into my area. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to run down here and see what's going on Lover's Key. I wonder if they've got it blocked off this way. I'm just curious. I'm curious. So wasn't able to come this way. This is Bonita. I just passed my street. This is going over the bridge. This bridge is being rebuilt. They built a temporary bridge next to it here, and they've got these big cranes up on there. They got 7 of these ginormous cranes. They're all laying down right now. And I heard that there was a huge amount of sand. See how that was bent over? A huge amount of sand on the road up here, and I just want to see it. I don't know. There's probably a police officer up here somewhere who's going to turn me around, but just want to see. I want to see why they're saying it's going to take 3 or 4 days to clean it up, and because I mean this makes a significant change in my day, and there's a lot of the contractors that work down and live on and come through this way to get on the island, or they live in Bonita or someplace over there, and now they have to drive all the way around. So it's pretty significant. It's an extra 15 to 20 miles and a lot of time, because the time is because of the traffic. You know, there's more traffic. So we're coming across, this is I think this is called Black Island. This is Lover's Key. This is part of Lover's Key. We're going to go over a bridge. We're still on Lover's Key with the bridge. This is Little Carlos Pass. And back in here is this is the marshaling area where they keep all the materials to build the bridge. And yeah, there's a police officer right there. It's going to keep me from doing anything. I guess I'll just turn around. Yeah, they got 3 police officers there out in the middle of freaking nowhere. So there's definitely a mess down here, and I'm just gonna spin around. I don't want to deal with these guys. They're not gonna let me by, so maybe come down here on my bicycle later, just out of curiosity. So these are these go underneath docks to float them, or they're water containers. I'm not sure on that. So at any rate, that's as far as we're gonna go. Got halfway across Lover's Key. They must really have a mess back there for them to have police blocking this off. I mean, we're out in the middle of freaking nowhere. If there's a police officer on the other end, a police officer on the other end of the island, you shouldn't be able to get back to here. So that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. This is basically just coming in to the island early in the morning and looking at the damage, and then going to my house and getting the power, getting it powered up. So understand why this is why I'm so curious about this kind of stuff, to the point where I'm out running around like a crazy man at the age of 60, like a child, you know, like a teenager. It's funny. I guess I'm never going to grow up. So you see that thing sticking up there, the guard that keeps you from going up when they do the drawbridge? Well, this one is broke off, and the both of them on this other side are broke off from the wind. And they're eliminating this bridge because it's starting to come apart. The concrete is spawning on it. It's I believe it's a $90 million bridge switch out. And let's see, this is Mikasa is on the street. So I spoke to different people, a lot of the different people on my street. The guys with the raised houses, no problem, they're good. these houses here, this white one in front of us, didn't see a water line. He said that he got 5 inches. I'm sure that they got probably 5 to 10 inches as well. I got probably the same. These guys definitely to the left here, they've got, there's a water line on theirs. Their barrier that they bought, one of them water barriers, which everybody's saying that's what you should get. Well, there's their water barrier. So I'm not so sure about that. And here we are back to my house. The house at the end of the street, their lights are going to be on because they got a generator like I have. And RJ at the end of the street, he ended up staying on his boat for the hurricane, and did just fine. And his house got not much water. I think he said a couple inches, and he had already cleaned it up and with the shop vac and everything. And that's what I'm trying to do, is get to this sooner than later. You let moisture sit around the house like this, and the next thing you know, you get all these mold issues. So we don't want that. So it's Remove It Pro's Demolition, and I just basically gave you a little tour coming on the island, and I'm gonna go see if I can't get everything rolling here on the house. So we'll see you on the next video.